live. Welcome
We are
everyone
live.
to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. We're so happy to have you here. Happy Mele Kalikimaka and other things too. I guess we just did Hanukkah.
And all those people that are watching online, let's give them a big aloha, shall we?
Aloha.
That's right. They're live streaming right here on the island of Kauai.
Welcome here to Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. We know who you are. You are the divine presence manifested as you right here and right now, with all the power and all the light and all the love of that presence. And I just know, and as we believe, that as you use your mind from that place, your life unfolds accordingly. So we live in a world of energy and beautiful, amazing energy, and we get to use it. So thank you for being here today.
Yes. And who is here for the very first time? And I mean, yeah, there you are. It's okay. But guess who's here? We also have a little baby that's here for the first time too. And her name is Aurora. Jamie's there. So here's the good news. We're not going to make you do a dance number, nothing. No one's, so you can just breathe. But we do have something that we found out about you. That's why I said it. Welcome. And we want to share with everyone what we found out. So are you guys ready to let them know what we know about them and that little one, Aurora? Ready? You are magnificent. Yes. And you knew that, but I bet you're wondering how we knew it. We knew it because we found that out about ourselves first. Then all of a sudden you were like a mirror. It was like magnificent, magnificent, magnificent. Ah, doesn't that feel good? So, another thing, there's some people online here for the very first time too, I believe. I believe they sent a little message in, so we should let them know who they are too, right? You are magnificent. Now let's put our hands on our heart and say it again. You can't say it too many times till you believe it. I am magnificent. Now look to your left, to your right. I don't care where you look anymore. Just let somebody know who that you are magnificent. You are magnificent.
You are
Jeremy and Jeremy. You're magnificent.
Amerage.
Ready?
In rare form. Go.
Patrick's praying it.
Yeah, I'm praying it.
All right.
That's
Lighten
right.
up.
Welcome
If you
home.
choose to see your cup as half empty, just add a little drop, and you will be half full again. Lighten up. Check the latest tune from Soul Good Family, and fill up at the stop, and you will feel full again. Yeah. So what we need is some optimism. We don't really need no pessimism, no. So take a big shot of realism and chase it down with some optimism. So lighten up, lighten up, lighten up. If you choose to see your cup as half empty, just add a little drop, and it will be half full again, yeah. Check the latest tune from Soul Good Family and fill up at the stop, and you will feel full again, yeah. And get ready for the overflow. Share it with everybody you know, and shake it everywhere that you go. Just let your light shine, let it glow. Lighten up, lighten up, lighten up, lighten up.
And knowing that right here in this moment, that pure light is what is happening for each and every one of us. My eyes are wide open, looking out into each and every one of you, seeing what a reflection of self, and that's magnificence. I am definitely full of spirit, full of love, full of, this divine power. 50 trillion cells are running through me right now, lit up. And I know that for each and every one of us. And I know this new life that has just entered into our room there is that light of love as well. And our wonderful guests today, I just say yes. I just say yes. And I just let that be, as we know we are on divine purpose. And we let it be, and so it is.
Let your light shine, let it glow. Lighten up, lighten up, Do 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 do. Lighten up. Do 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 do. Lighten up. Do 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 do. And get ready for the overflow. Sharing with everybody you know. And take it everywhere that you go. Just let your light shine, let it glow. Lighten up. Lighten up. Lighten up. That's right. Lighten up.
Thank you, Jeremy and Amy. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We are definitely lit up.
Yeah, so continuing in this space, we're going to invite up Reverend Diane to lead us in our peace meditation, and Patrick lighting the candle, and me on the balls. Welcome up.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Am I on? Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Aloha. Welcome, new life over there. Welcome to the world. Oh, my goodness. Hi, Jamie. And everyone else. I'm sorry. Just a little grandma distraction here. Let's just take a moment to remember that if there is to be peace in the world, it has to begin within ourselves. And so we'll take the next few moments to just center within and cultivate that sense of peace within us, allowing it to permeate this room and go out into the world with us as we leave today. Coming from this place of peace, I know and understand that there is only one place that world peace can come from, and it is the power, the presence, and the love of God within us. And so in this moment, I speak my word knowing that I am divinely connected to all that is, that this presence of God is in and through everything seen and unseen, and so it is right where I am. And so as I speak this word, I know that it is the word of God coming through me, blessing and prospering and healing all those within the sound of my voice. And so I speak this word for peace of mind, knowing that the divine flow of energy is releasing from our consciousness anything unlike the positive, the loving, the kind, the compassionate, the respectful voice of spirit within us. Knowing that the divine is moving in and through every cell of the body, there is a divine flow of energy in and through every muscle, tissue, fiber of the body temple, and so there is healing happening now. Anything unlike the divine pattern is released from the body temple, and we are healed in this moment. I speak this word of blessing for the divine flow of abundance showing up in each one of us as we give and receive, as we take and we give. Knowing that there is always enough and to spare, to give and to share, I give thanks for the overflowing abundance in each one of our lives. I give thanks for right livelihood bringing forth our creative self-expression, knowing that there is only one thing that we were brought here to do, and we do it on purpose. We are here today at the right and perfect time to give our gifts to the world. And so in this moment, I know each one is creatively inspired. Each one is brought to right order and action. Each one is provided with everything they need to shine the light that they were brought here to be. And so in this moment, I give thanks for this knowing. I give thanks for this love that is moving up and through me and out into the world. It is a blessing indeed. And I give thanks for it. And I allow it to come forth in its own right and perfect way, knowing that the law of mind and spirit, the divine flow of good in the universe is activated, and it is happening right here and right now. And so all we need to do is accept it, live it, allow it. And so if you agree with this word that I have spoken, please join me in saying, and so it is. Mahalo.
Peace, peace, peace on earth and goodwill to all. Now is the time for peace. Now is the time for love. So let us all sing together in peace, peace, peace on earth. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round young virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Kaua'i, Kaua'i, maluhia, malamalama, kamakua'i me aloha me keiki he molele moi me kamaluhia lani moi me kamaluhia lani. So we invite you all to sing along Silent Night as we medley in these other versions and languages. So you all sing Silent Night. Silent night, peace on earth and goodwill to all. Now is the time for peace. Now is the time so let us all sing together in Sleep in heavenly peace.
Wow, that was amazing. Thank you so much, Jeremy and Amy Brown.
So peaceful. Thank
That's
you.
beautiful.
Yes. All right. So
Beautiful
we're here.
lullaby.
I know. I know. Welcome again, everyone that just got here. So our theme this month, as you well know, Reverend Diane, is miracles.
That's
Would
our
you like
What
to?
do I know about
Yeah,
miracles?
how would you like to expound on that topic? Now that you have a microphone.
Now that I have a microphone. When I first thought about the word miracle, I think, well, happy coincidences. And then I thought, that doesn't even do it. Miracles are so much more than just happy coincidences. They are where spirit is showing up in our life in a way that is surprising, that is awesome, that is catching us off guard. And so when I have had this experience, has anybody else had a miracle in their life? Okay, awesome. So you know what I'm talking about. Yes, we know our life has changed in that moment because of what has just occurred. And that is the hand of God in our life. And so when you see a miracle, when you see a normacle, we see them happening all the time. Just in fact that we woke up and the sun rose today is a miracle, is it not? But there are those special moments. There are those times when we know that something has just interceded on our behalf. And we can recognize the power, the presence, and the love of God at work in our life right then and right there. And with deep gratitude, give thanks for it. Yes.
That's beautiful.
That's great.
Thank you.
So what are some miracles in your life you want to share with us?
Deer in the headlights.
Wait, what do you think? See, she opened it up nicely. It's supposed to be stump the minister.
Now it's stump the
But
minister,
now
no.
she just goes, expound
Oh,
on
I think
miracles.
you've had
I'm like,
plenty of
I've
miracles.
had plenty of miracles.
I bet you have.
33 years ago, I woke up and I've been sober ever since. 20 years ago, I met my sweetheart and we have been living happily ever after. And then 6 years ago, almost 7 years ago, somehow we landed here and were accepted into this beautiful family and have been allowed to grow and flourish in this community of like-minded people right here in this room. And
That's a lot of miracles.
That's a lot of miracles, in
know.
addition to just waking up every morning and feeling the health of God moving in and through my body and seeing the abundance of the God showing up in my life every day. Life's good today, guys.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful for it.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Want me to do the
Oh, yes,
yeah.
thank you for reminding me.
okay.
It's right
So-
there.
Something with this flow. Let's see. We have an affirmation for us this month, and you guys know it by now because we did it last week, right?
We did.
The affirmation for this week is, the miracle I'm looking for is me. And I'm going to ask you to repeat that with me 2 times. The miracle I'm looking for is me. Oh, let's have some feeling, okay? The miracle I'm looking for is me. Mahalo.
Yay.
Thank you,
Reverend
Reverend
Diane. All right. Thanks. I think we have a fun song, don't we?
We got to play a set of music right before the legend John Cruz last night, and if you don't know that name, you might know this song, Island Style. On the island, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. Feel free to sing along. On the island, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. Mama's in the kitchen cooking dinner real nice. Beef stew on the stove, loamy salmon on the ice. We eat and drink and we sing all day. Kani kapila in the old Hawaiian way. On the island, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. On the island, we do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. Go grandma's house on the weekend, clean yard, 'cause if we no go, grandma gotta work hard. You know my grandma, she like the poi real sour. I love my grandma every minute, every hour on the island. We do it island style. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. On the island, we do it island style. Oh yeah. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. From the mountain. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side. One more time. From the mountain to the ocean, from the windward to the leeward side.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. Thank
you.
you.
Yes.
That's great. We need to lighten up. I need to lighten up. Yeah, it's been quite a week for me, but I'm here and I'm alive and well and more grounded in principle than I've ever been before, because I think when you have challenges in your life, that's when Ernest Holmes says that that's the time to do your best work. And what does he mean by that? That's the time to really get down and figure out who you are and what's yours to do, what's yours not to do, and to just stay grounded, to know that no matter what, everything is all right. Yeah, everything is all right. And sometimes I think our topic today is it's going to take a miracle. Have you ever felt like that? I mean, come on, let's really be honest. It's going to take a miracle. And I think that we don't really realize when we say that the miracle is already happening. And it doesn't always look like we think it's supposed to look. That when things occur in our lives that seem like they're not miracles and we're waiting for a miracle, that the miracle is happening right then and right there. And as we know, took a class about from Greg Braden's book, that chaos is the trigger for evolution. And there's a lot of chaos right now. And we could look at it as chaos, or we could look at it as change and opportunity. And I choose to look at it as change and opportunity, and to know that I'm in the right place at the right time with the right stuff for whatever shows up. And I know that for each and every one of you, or we wouldn't be here today in this world, ready for great changes, not just in our own life, but in the life of the planet. So when we say it's going to take a miracle, we just need to realize that, as we said last week, this is the miracle. This is the miracle. There's so much power within us and so much light within us that we could light millions of worlds, I'm sure. And scientifically, Patrick's going to talk more about that, so I'm not going to go into it, but that we've got it all here. And our job is not to get invested in the problems, but to get invested in the solutions and to be the light. Because if we get ourselves, what I found this week is if I had a challenge in my own life, as I went down into the challenge and became part of the story, I'm no good to anybody that way. So I need to stay grounded in what I know. And when we say it's going to take a miracle, it doesn't mean that we get to feel like we're going to change somebody. It doesn't even get to mean that we're going to make them well. It doesn't mean any of those things. It just means that we are the miracle because we have all the power within us to guide us through whatever is in front of us. And I use spiritual mind treatment. Diane just gave a beautiful spiritual mind treatment. If you don't know what it is, it's a movement of energy in the direction of whatever it is we desire in our life. And all it is a movement of consciousness. It's a movement of energy. It's not trying to change an outside condition. And when we can speak our word from that place of absolute knowing that what we're saying is the truth, miracles occur. But again, they don't always look the way we think they're going to look. But they are miracles. I know, I trust that, because there's a law of our being that's activated when we do a spiritual mind treatment. It's like what Joe Dispenza says, is you send your intention out into the field and your feeling brings it back. Spiritual mind treatment, when done with feeling and conviction, is going to magnetize whatever that is back to you, depending on your belief and your level of belief. So it always works, but sometimes it looks like it's not working because it's us. It's like our level of belief. The universe is going to give back to us exactly at the level of how we conceive ourselves to be, how our belief about whatever it is going to give back. And so the goal is to keep elevating our belief. There's a book called Love and Law by Ernest Holmes, where the very first line is something to the effect, all I ask of you is that you believe. That's where it all starts, that we believe. And I think that when we start to look to the outside conditions and start to believe from there, it doesn't work, right? And there's a lot going on right now, and a lot of things that can make us sad. And it doesn't mean that we don't honor our feelings about stuff happening. And, we're living in a human experience. We're spiritual beings living a human experience because we chose to live a human experience. And there's no better place to learn the spiritual lessons than there is, I think, in this. In this, because, there's a quote we have that we're here to prove that spiritual thought force is greater than material resistance. Does that make sense? Spiritual thought force is greater than material resistance. And the more we can anchor ourselves in that and keep the spiritual thought going, that behind everything, there's something happening. We might not know what it is, but there's something happening. And when we give a treatment, or when we give a desire in a prayer, or whatever, however we pray, because everybody here, I'm sure, is not maybe necessarily praying the same way, that we have to trust that the outcome is there. The outcome is there, and then get our hands off it, of how it's going to transpire, because we have no idea. And especially when we're praying for another person or treating for another person, and we have a conception of what that's going to look like for that person, we really don't know. And it's dangerous to think that we do, because we don't know somebody else's life. We don't know their life. But what we do know is they're always, always perfect. They're always wholeness, that our spiritual selves that never die, that always are here, that transition and continue, is always wholeness and always is perfection. So like when we're treating for somebody that's ill, let's say, we don't look at the condition. We don't try to fix their bodies. We just keep seeing them and knowing them as who they are, which is the spiritual amazing energy of divine presence, God, whatever you want to call it. And it's not dualistic. It sometimes sounds that way, but we don't practice dualism in this teaching. We practice complete unity. And the sooner that we get aligned, it's like with whatever it is, however we want to live our life, when we become that thing, that energy, the feeling of that energy, then it has to manifest. But if we're treating or praying or whatever, and then we're looking out to see if it's there yet, that means that we've separated ourselves from it. I heard this too from Dr. Joe Dispenza when they do their meditations and stuff, and he said, and they come out of the meditation and they're looking to see if they're well yet. That means that they've stepped into duality and they have not become one with whatever it is. So we had a demonstration this week that it just, all of a sudden, it just clicked in, and we've been treating for it for a very, very, very long time, treating for it. And then when time was right, and we aligned our consciousness, and the person aligned their consciousness, because they eventually have to align their consciousness too, the demonstration took place. Like a treatment is always complete, no matter, every time you do it, it's the treatment's complete, but it's not always demonstrated right away. So each treatment that you do after that, so you don't get discouraged, is just part of that same treatment, but it's just some different aspect of it. So this stuff works. It works. We know it. Those of us that have proved that spiritual thought force is greater than material resistance, even though the resistance was like, blah, 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 we know that it works. We know. All those instances that Reverend Diane talked about, they were all miracles, but it was because she believed them and she lived as them, and that's why. But she had to take a step. That's another thing. It's going to take a miracle. Well, the miracle is your decision for it. Like, you have to make a decision. Sometimes you feel like you're like going like this, and oh, if I do this, this is going to happen. If I do that, you get your pros and cons list or whatever. But eventually, you just have to make a decision. It's your best decision at that moment. You know, it doesn't mean that you won't have another decision along the line, or if it's a mistake, there is no mistake, because more than likely when you make a decision, you're learning something about something in that decision. So, but the decision is what starts to propel the miracle. So as soon as you do a decision, I'm telling you, the whole forces of the universe come in. They come in and they carry you through whatever that is. And but until you make a decision, nothing can happen. And sometimes we're waiting for something to look good on the outside before we make the decision. And that's not the way it works. It works from the unseen to the seen, and no other way. And the unseen and the seen are one thing. We're no longer separate. And to me, that is a big miracle. It's a big miracle. We've got it all. We know that we do. And I think it's powerful. So, yeah, last week we defined a miracle as an effect or extraordinary event in the physical world that surpasses all known human or natural powers and is ascribed to a supernatural cause. This is it, though. It's not something outside of ourselves. It's a supernatural cause, which is us. We're the cause in our life. So, yeah, that's a good definition, but extraordinary event in the physical world that surpasses all known human and natural powers. But yeah, human and natural powers, things that you're stuck in the world of form trying to change it there. Yeah, but as soon as you step into spirit, you are supernatural. You are. That's what we are. We're supernatural. So we don't have to go anywhere else to be supernatural. We are. So the question is, do we believe it? That's a big thing. Do we believe it? I think if we have to do anything, we have to work on our belief. At least I know for myself, when something's not turning up, I'm going, do I really believe this? Yes, I do. I believe it. I don't have any other choice but to believe it. I know it's true, because I know this other thing couldn't be my reality, because I don't want to live in that reality. And the other thing is we have to be willing to change. If there's something in our life that we have to change, and that's difficult sometimes for people to know that they have to make a change in order for them to have miraculous events happen in their life. They got to make a change, and usually that change is a mental change. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical change, but it's definitely a mental change, or definitely a mental change. So, so it's going to take a miracle. You are the miracle, and if we can let go of our past and not let it dictate to us what we are now, because the principle of this presence and this power that we're talking about is not bound by the past. We're the ones that are bound by the past. And if that happened to me this week, it's like all of a sudden all my past started coming up. I thought I was over it. And it just started coming up, just to go bam in my face and let me know that I hadn't gotten over it. You know what I mean? But then I have to say, yes, I have. That is not me anymore. This is who I am right now and right here. And I have to let go of that, forgive whatever needed to be forgiven, let it go. I mean, I don't know about you, but it's pretty, I don't want to say normal, but it can easily happen where all of a sudden we think we're doing really great, and then all of a sudden something comes to pull us back. But I think, it's kind of like this line from The Godfather. What is it? First one I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. Something like that. We don't want to be Al Pacino or whoever that was. But yeah, so if that happens, like you feel pulled back to your past for some reason, it's usually, I think, a movement forward, because you have to become stronger to get through that being pulled through the past. You have to continue. You have to remember all the things that we talk about here, all those things that you are the presence of God, you are the life force, you are the light, you are the energy, you are the source, and it's all happening right now in the present moment. There is no past. Does that mean it's like you can learn from the past, and then it becomes wisdom, but you don't want to hang on to the emotions of the past. That's what happened to me all of a sudden, the emotions of the past. Then I have to go back, ask somebody to treat me for me if I can't, and then realize that that's the past, and it was a great story, but I don't have to be emotionally attached to it. So you are the miracle. You've got everything within you, everything. 50 trillion cells. Their only purpose is life. That's their only purpose in our bodies, is to bring life and to be life. They're here. And to me, that's God. And it's moving through each and every one of us all the time. So, namaste. Have a beautiful week.
Under the starlight of a sweet Hawaiian sky, I can hear the geckos sing, watching the moon glow, shimmer on the sea, waiting for you to arrive. Oh, my sweet lady, together we can be.
Feeling the sunshine,
Feeling the sunshine.
in the rays of golden light.
Oh,
It's a very natural way. We're an amoeba,
we're an amoeba.
drifting with the tide.
Oh,
That's what we used to say.
always.
Always
Together we can always find our way. Yeah, babe.
Yeah, babe.
Let's let the ocean cleanse our pain away. Together we can be out on the highway.
Out on the highway.
I wish as you and I love the way you live your life. Feeling the wind blow,
Feeling the wind blow.
sense of Hanale. I'm so glad you are my wife. And right here,
Right here.
oh, it doesn't matter where we are. Right now,
Right now.
all of our troubles disappear. Together we can be under the starlight.
Under the starlight.
Under the starlight. Under the starlight.
Under the starlight.
Under the starlight. Under the starlight
Under the starlight.
of a sweet Hawaiian sky, I can hear the geckos sing, watching the moon glow,
Watch the moon glow.
shimmer on the sea. My love, it has arrived. Oh, your skin is like honey when I don't have much money, but I know that you believe in me. Together we can be under the starlight.
Under the starlight.
Under the starlight. Under the starlight.
Under the starlight.
Under the starlight. Under the starlight.
Under the starlight.
Under the starlight.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got an island romantic thing going
Island
on
theme,
today. don't
island
you?
romance.
We actually just celebrated the anniversary of the day we met. It was December 10th, 21 years ago.
And that just happens to be when West Side Story opened in the theaters. Wow, you guys have a much better ending than that. But it's still a romantic show. Yeah. Oh, hello. We were like in the middle of a conversation. I was like, oh, there's a whole bunch of people in the room. Wow, a miracle. It's going to take a miracle. I grew up with that, by the way. That was my mom. It's going to take a miracle. It's going to take a miracle. It's going to take a miracle. Yeah. This, if you just want to know why I'm doing this, it's just that this doesn't work for me anymore. And that's why I'm loving the idea of exploring miracles. Because when I was a kid, it would be like going to Santa or doing anything, or God especially, be like, oh, I hope, I wish. And then as we grow and evolve, then we realize how much power, I realize how much power I had all the time. That little boy who sat by the tree, and I really want to apologize for us being a little underdecorated this year. But I'm just, we're kind of blasé about everything. But I just thought that little boy who just knew, that little boy who sat in the dark with the lights on the tree, he knew what was really happening. And then he listened to a few people along the way, and then he didn't know, or he didn't think he knew again. So we had to relearn, reboot ourselves, as it were. Oh, yeah, look how close they were. So I was saying that it's going to take a miracle, but no, it's not. It's going to take you and me deciding that we are a miracle and that our life is a miracle, period. Thank you very much. Thank you. No way, baby. I'm just a revving up. Oh, I was kind of in a lullaby, but I'm bringing you guys all out of that sleep mode there. Let me tell you about Einstein, who's been my main man lately. He said, everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Poof. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It's not philosophy, it's physics. Yeah. This is such a grand time to go from this place of wow to this place that there physics, because everyone thinks they have to know that. When I was talking to Rev Rita, and I said, people always say, I'll believe it when I see it. That's a lie. You've seen plenty, and you still don't believe it. They go, I've got the proof. It's right here. And you're like, yeah, Bruce Lipton, Dr. Joe, they know. And then you go, anyway, my life, I have to go back to, and I'm thinking, no, that's not true. It's seeing. It's believing is seeing. Because I know for a fact that until I believed it, I never saw anything. I never saw a thing. So he goes on to say, I love Bruce Lipton, because this week, Tuesday, which seems like 100 years ago, has time been going like that for you? It's like, you're looking at yesterday and you're going, oh yeah, wow, that was yesterday? Because it really feels like 100 years ago. And so we were watching the Bruce Lipton video, and I know we mentioned this 50 trillion cells a lot, but I really wanted to get beyond talking about it or seeing it and really feeling what that means. What does that really mean? And I broke it down, and I was telling Rita about it, and she goes, wow, you make it so, what was the word? Common or whatever. And I said, I can't come up here and talk like a physicist if I'm not one. I'm a metaphysician. That's what I am. And I actually like that one better because it works in the unseen. So here's the deal. 50 trillion cells, so I'm just breaking it down. So we were in this 2-hour Bruce Lipton marathon on Tuesday for the Quantum U. It's a little project that we've been doing the classes. And you're also invited to see a workshop that he did and Greg did. And it just changed my life on Tuesday night in a way. I really allowed it to sink in, and it showed the cell. But it showed it moving, and I had always seen it just, the picture of it is like, yeah, wow, you got 50 trillion cells, and anyway, and you're going, let me get back to my problems, because I don't really care about the 50 trillion cells, but I saw it moving. And it was building communities. And I'm really emotional with this because this is really a moment in time. It's moving around in a community that's one cell, in a community, communicating with one another, building up the community so that we can have one main purpose. 50 trillion cells only have one main purpose, and that is Patrick's well-being and all of yours as well. But my 50 trillion aren't going, oh, Gabriella, here's some of my cells, you can have them. They're working for you too, you got 50 trillion. So that wasn't enough to take your breath away. So I'm like thinking, well, what does that mean? As Bruce would say. He would say, so what, 50 trillion cells? But I was like, really think about it for a minute, that as I'm standing there and you're sitting there, that 50 trillion cells are busy at work for your well-being. If that's not a miracle, and not only a miracle, but it's a walking miracle. So, I don't want to there's other things to do, parties to go to. I don't want to be focused on 50 trillion cells. It kind of creeps you out after a while because you're like, wow, what's going on? But the miracle of our design, we were designed and we are designed in a way that nothing is impossible. Then it wasn't enough, right? My breath's taken away. Then he gets into every cell has 1.4 volts of electricity, light, as he's talking about. So that's not very much, right? So I say to myself, what does that matter? And I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you why it matters. Because you times that by 50 trillion, and I'm such a mathematician that I looked it up, 50 trillion cells, that equals 700 trillion volts of electricity that is running through our bodies as I speak. Can you give it up for yourselves? That was for yourselves, not for the cells, but give it up for the cells. And I always add humor and light into everything I do, but I'm really at the center of my being, realizing that's just a little bit of what we are. And it's a community and a government that's working through and sending signals to the cells. Patrick needs this. Boom. Patrick needs that. Oh, wait, heart coherence, let's go. Patrick needs, stomach ache. Patrick needs, get in. 50 trillion. Now, it gets better. It gets so better that I'm just dry. So then we have a government, and as we all know in government, they're not always the best. No, not always. Sometimes it's a good government, and sometimes it's not so good. Sometimes there's corruption, and sometimes there's good things happening. That's what the government of our body is also doing. And I'm thinking, we can light up a city with who we are individually. What the hell would we do if we collectively lit up? If we lit up together, if we came together and said, let's work as a community. We do here, but we got to explode it out into the world. Well, let's not explode. But I did say if I let off all 700 trillion cells right now, I activated them, I might explode. Because that's a lot of voltage coming through my body at this moment. But I've got about half of that going right now. So I was thinking that so you can light up a city, we use the power, and that's what we call the frequency for healing. That's the good news of this. Now, if I'm saying you're a loser and things are never going to get any better, the cells, even though they are intelligent, because it's infinite intelligent, they will be worn down. They will be worn down because they can't take you constantly battering them with negativity. And I'm going, oh, of course, well, we are the commander. What I realize, I'm the commander-in-chief of my life. And that's why I'm a miracle. I swear to you, I would retire today if we could all understand that. Because nothing else would be necessary. If we understood that we have the power to ignite these cells, these communities, and then we go away from that, and I'm standing here in a bigger community. A community that is in the cosmos, the community that has the power to change things. The power to not fall into the trap of, that's just the way things are, or things are never going to get better. And every cell's going, oh God, if they just got it, that we could be a community together. And what happens is, and then you say, why do you get sick? Why do we get dis-ease? It's because we have sent the message, the signal into ourselves of disharmony. And our mission for me is to send in harmony. Just like you would a little boy or little girl, little child. You're not going to sit back there with that new child and say, man, you got a long road ahead of you. You would say, welcome. There's a whole new life for you, kiddo. And you can make a difference. And you can make a difference. We are the commander-in-chief of our thoughts. And that's the thing. Our thoughts are feelings, right? And our beliefs. And so I'm thinking to myself, why is it, and I said that to Rita today, if I am this incredible being, which I believe I am, if I've got all of this, a whole army of wonderful love army on my side, why would I ever go against me? Ever. I would be spending most of my time trying to give all of that away because I'll always have more. So it's not good enough to just go, God is all there is, I'm all, it's not good enough, as you well know. It's not good enough. It's good enough to believe it. And so the question I ask myself today, and I ask, what will it take for us to believe it 100%? And you think, why does it have to be 100%? Well, it has to be 100% because, that's the totality of who we are. Einstein says, stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution. Stay away from negative people. Now, and when I first read that, I just want to go in this negativity for just a moment. It's not that your problems are, you're negative, that person's negative, stay away, I'm only positive. But no, what that means is not to be quiet anymore. Not to just, if you're having something, I want to get it very clear, I have to do it every once in a while. If you're going through something and you have a lot of pain going on, or you're in the hospital, I'm there for you, to sit with you and to hold you and be the foundation when you cannot. But I am not here ever to support that you are not the most magnificent being in the world. And just because you have not turned on your light today, doesn't mean the light's not there. If we turn off all the lights right now, that doesn't mean we lost electricity in our lives. It just means go turn on the switch. And sometimes when you're in the dark, you can't see the switch. You can't feel the switch. That's why I can go, it's right here. Boom. And that's what we're here to do, right? But everybody says they want steps. What are you going to do? Give me steps for self-love. Give me steps. Steps. Give me proof. I'll give you your steps. And I've done it before, but I'll do it again until we all get it. If I stood here right now, I'm going to give you 5. I'm going to give you 5. The first step is if I sat here or stood here and embraced the idea and recognized that every single thing I'm looking at, every single thing I am feeling, every single thing, including the 100-year carpet that's underneath my feet, that's all good. That's all God. That's all power. It's all energy. It's everything. There's not everything seen and unseen, but it's not good enough to just do that and then move on. Because we have a step 2 that says we're a part of that, but I can't be a part of that until I recognize it fully. This is our spiritual mind treatment. What does that mean to recognize it? And then once you just really land in it and you vibrate at that frequency, oh, it's so quiet. It's so loving. It's so intimate. And then step 2 is to unite. But what would I be uniting with? I already am. I am this breathing recognition of the power that has always been, and that's who I am. Oh, you could stay there forever, couldn't you? What else is there? But then we live in a material world, so there's material things that I like, and there's experiences I like. And I'm a firm believer that what I want mostly is experience. Yeah, I want the stuff, but I want to experience it. So I'm back here, and then all of a sudden I get out in the world and I'm going, oh yeah, but what about, go back, man. Get back in the cocoon, get back into bed with spirit, man, because that's who you are. And by that power is where I can say, I want to experience wealth. I want to experience health. And then when doubt comes in, I go back into one. Because I can't heal anything in my body until I believe it, I know it. And then all of a sudden, you make that declaration. And it's not a declaration of, I wish this. I know who I am, and this is what I want to experience. This is what I choose to experience. I know who I am, I know who I am, I know who I am, and it's wonderful. I can have anything. Oh, let me be an example of that. And then always you slip into gratitude. That's the 4th step that you need. Well, gratitude for what? Oh, I'm going back to one again. I'm grateful for that especially. But what I'm grateful for is the demonstration that's in the unseen world that is now arriving right here. Perfect relationship, whatever it is. And then you have to say, whoa. Oh, I deserve that. Why? Go back to one. Go back to one. You deserve it because you are it. Ernest Holmes, the founder of Science of Mind, says, become the very thing that you desire. Desire in the Latin word means birth. That's all we're doing. We're becoming one, impregnating, getting the seed going, and wow, there it is. Thank you, thank you. And then here goes the magic step for all of you people who love your steps. Here it is. Get out of the way. Why isn't it coming? I don't know, because you look like a roadblock. I'm everything. I have the power. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I already thank you because it's already here. I always say thank you when I get a gift. Where is it? I want my rent. I want my home. Where is it? Let's go back to one. That's what I always know. We had a Christmas miracle, and I don't mind sharing it because I can, and you can't stop me now. I mean, Leslie and Angela have been looking for a home, them and half the island. They were looking for a home, right? Found your miracle home, got that happening, and we kept trading and trading and trading. And we didn't go, that God thing, here it is again. And so I think when we get out of the way, and then they are moving on the 1st of January. So that was it. And why is that? That's not a miracle. That was a direct command to the universe from us. And all that was left is to say, yeah, I am worthy to receive you. As our Master Jesus, so I am worthy to receive you. Only say the word, and I shall be healed. I only say the word. Only say the word, and believe it, and have authority. These steps that I just took us through, if you don't have authority over your miracles after that, then I guess I won't retire. I'm going to give a homework assignment. Never have done that. Don't worry. I can just see you know, but I'm so busy. I'm so busy. Everybody's busy. You're not busy. You're full. You're full. But here it is. No. Live. I heard this, that someone said, oh, it's my wife's birthday, and we celebrate all week. And then he stopped and he said, you know what? I actually live a happy birthday lifestyle. And so I'm inviting you to have a happy birthday lifestyle where every day is an incredible miracle. Roxanne Dunlap, a Facebook friend, she said, I had said that we had a tree in our bedroom. And as a kid, I used to always think, just between us and everybody online, as a kid, I saw something where somebody had a Christmas tree in their bedroom. And I was a little boy, and I'm thinking, wow, they must be rich. And I equated a Christmas tree in your bedroom as being rich. You know, silly old kids. And guess what? So I wrote on there, we put a Christmas tree in our bedroom. And I took a picture of it. If anybody knows me, everything goes to Facebook, so if you're ever around me, be aware. Because you will be on Facebook. Timmery knows, don't let them near the camera. But she wrote to me and she said, dreams don't seem to have an expiration date. Wow. Dreams don't have an expiration date. We give it one. So this is my knowing for you, not my wish, my knowing for you. That whatever desire, whatever dreams, whatever they are that are coming up within you, they have no expiration date. And that miracle is always waiting to have itself come through you as you. Take the steps. Utilize the steps. And my biggest step is I love you. I love you. And I'm not afraid to say so. Namaste. Namaste.
So, before we go into our gratitude song, this is where we give our
Quite
gratitude.
a day, isn't it, Rev Rita?
Right. Yes, it is. This has been a good year for Center for Spiritual Living Kauai. I mean, really, it's just amazing how we thrive, and it's all because of you. So we support each other in the center, and it's really a beautiful thing. So thank you for your donations. Thank you to the people online. And if you like what you're hearing here, please share it.
Right.
Please share it. When we do our stuff online, share it. It will help boost the energy in the world. I know that. I know there's a lot to listen to online, but we got some good stuff too.
and we also are, you give twice when you give to CSL Kauai, because everything that comes in, and we mean everything, 10% goes out to our world, our island, those that have nurtured, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful opportunity. So we bless you and just bless ourselves, and we are just filled with love. And you want to say our...
Yes, let's do it today. Yeah. All right, you ready? Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes out to heal, prosper, and bless. It returns to me multiplied abundantly. And it does.
It does return.
Yes, thank you. Song.
Song.
Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well.
50.
Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I'm so glad. Every little
Your cells are dancing, David.
my body is happy and well. I feel wonderful. I feel wonderful, for this is a glorious glorious day. I feel wonderful, I feel wonderful, and I'm going to stay this way. 'Cause every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body
You can sing it too.
Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well.
Come on.
I'm so glad every little cell in my body is happy and well. I feel wonderful, I feel wonderful, for this is a glorious day. I feel wonderful, I feel wonderful, and I'm going to stay this way. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well.
50 trillion. You guys.
And
that was just
apparently,
so bad.
every little
It's so
dollar in this
perfect.
basket
Amy
is
called
happy
an audible.
too.
Oh.
Oh, so we are blessed and grateful for the gifts, the tithes, the offerings that are in this basket that you have shared from your abundance to allow CSL Kauai to be abundant as well, and not just here, but in the community, sharing our tithe with the world. And so mahalo to everyone for your generous nature. We appreciate you.
Mahalo. Who's our Sue?
Sue
Okay. Thank you, Reverend Diane.
and Sue Buckler.
All right.
Double
Are the
Sues.
children coming? I think we did have children. All right, they'll be here.
We'll just
So
do
we'll
a
just
few.
start with the announcements. So big thing is, one thing, the movie night is this week. Don't come at the end of the month. Don't come at the end of the month if you're online. Come on December 17th, this Friday, to see A Boy Called Christmas. And
A lot of
it's-
people are excited because there's a big list out there. And if you've got kids, they would
They would love this
absolutely
movie.
love
So
it.
it's at
Love
6
it.
o'clock on this Friday. And then the candlelight service is getting very full. It's getting very full. That would be on Christmas Eve. But we do need your reservations, so please either make a reservation by emailing us
Or stop at the front.
or
on
stop in the front and put your name down so we can figure out how that's all going to work out. It's we're starting with carols led by Sharon West and the choir at 4:30, and then 5 p.m. the service actually starts. So, and we might have a visit from Santa. I'm not
Did
sure.
you know
yet.
that we had a choir? Who knew? We know now, don't we?
Yeah,
Next
they're making
Sunday-
their
next
debut
Sunday,
next
Next
Sunday.
Sunday they're going to sing a special song, so we're going to meet them then.
Yeah, they're making their debut. And then the only other thing we need to know right now is that there's a healing circle on the 21st with Maria Christina at 6:30, and also
And all the
that
practitioners.
and all the practitioners will be there to treat you to whatever it is you want. It's a
It's a good
wonderful
time
it's
to
a
do it
wonderful
this
time
month.
for meditation, and Maria's music is angelic, and the chamber of prayer, the whole thing. That's 6:30 on the 21st.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only other thing is my meditation that I do every morning. It's on YouTube now, and you can get to it really easily by just going to the website, clicking on the YouTube button, and
it
it will
goes
take
right
you
to it.
exactly there. It's at 6 o'clock in the morning. If you don't want to get up that early, just watch it later because it's all recorded. And that's that. And that'll be going on till the 24th. And I think that's it for now. Yes? And I don't know where our kids are. We'll have to work this one out. If you don't know, we acquired the
Oh.
space across the neighborhood center. And so the kids walk over there. It's a little harder to communicate with them, but we'll get better at it. And yeah, and we acquired it for the whole
Yeah,
of
well, that
next
was
year.
the good news. We had Angela got us one full year, 2022. They have it every Sunday, so that's great. And they love it so much that they may never come back into this room. And then one other thing, since we have it, is that really a blessing came. We have to upgrade our equipment here in order to get this out into the world, and so it was a nice sticker price once.
We also had to
Rob-
buy a new computer.
and we had to buy a new computer and did all that. So you're thinking, oh, here he goes. We need help. Well, we do, but guess what happened? We had a Christmas miracle, as it were. Our mentor, Dr. James, and he lost his daughter a couple of years ago, and Nora, who we worked with too. She has a foundation. And so he went to the foundation, and Nora's foundation donated our upgrade.
Yeah, our cameras. Yeah.
For the
Thank you,
cameras
Dr.
and
James.
for the, and so we just really wanted to say our hearts are just absolutely full. And that's about all the sidestepping I can do, but.
I guess we can have a song. If they come in, we'll bless them when they come in. All right.
All right.
What? No. All right. Let's
Okay.
have it. So we'll close out.
We'll close out with him.
What? Oh, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We can play the
Okay,
song
go
really
ahead.
slow.
Oh, yes.
Melekaliki maka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Melekaliki maka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas to you.
Here they come.
Melekaliki maka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway. Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night. Melekaliki maka is Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas. Sing a Christmas to you.
I
We'll
feel like
sing
we're in a
another verse.
bar.
Go ahead.
Come-
And just-
Yeah,
Jamie,
we
go ahead and bring
had that
her.
whole-
We have to have our baby come up too.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Welcome to CSL, Kauai.
Oh.
And Jamie is a practitioner and training as well, and she does her classes on Zoom at this moment.
Holding her baby. This baby.
So what
Yeah.
went on today?
Oh, well, we had an adventure. We were not in a regular room, so we stayed outside and inside. And I'll let the kids tell you. We read a story about friends and how we can be better friends to each other. And I'll just let the kids tell you what they enjoyed about today.
Making fish.
Show them.
We like what?
Maybe Orion can expand on that.
You get coconut frond things and then you wrap them around your finger and then you tighten it and then you get a fish.
I wasn't very good at making the fish.
Oh, it looks good to me.
This isn't mine.
Welcome back, Karen.
Oh, it is a focus thing. I never did get mine.
Congratulations. All right, so let's give them their blessing.
Oh.
Say hi. Jesse, say hi.
No. All right. So let's give them their blessing. You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. And I just want to thank Angela and Yana and Reverend Diane and Ron Stover and Rob and Roseanne and Jonathan Lee and Jeremy and Amy Brown and Charles Wolfork back there, Peggy, Jerry, and Kiana for the beautiful flowers. Thank you, everybody, and to all of you.
And Janice.
And Janice, of course. Yes, Janice, thank you. All right, one more verse and we're out
Yeah,
of here.
you stay up for the song, guys.
Yeah, stay.
You know it.
Kalikimaka is the thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting that we send to you from the land where palm trees sway.
Here we know that Christmas will be green and bright. The sun will shine by day and all the stars at night.
Mele Kalikimaka is
Hawaii's way to say Merry Christmas, a very Merry Christmas, to say Merry Christmas to you.
Blessings, blessings, blessings.